speeches were made, and some resolutions passed. This has become so ordinary an affair at the termination of a passage as to have lost much of its original value, but as this ship had an unusual number of passengers, many of them well known to their fellow countrymen, and as great opposition had been displayed, on both sides of the ocean, to this line of steamers, it was thought suitable to express our views in relation to this particular ship, and the great undertaking with which she is identified. Every man on board was satisfied that, in safety, these ships are equal to the Cunard line, while in comfort, accommodation, size, and splendour they far surpass their rivals. It really seems strange to us that Americans should think of making the ocean trip in an English steamship, when their own country has a noble experiment in trial, the success of which alone depends upon the patriotism and spirit of her citizens. The English on board are forced to confess that our ship and the line are all that can be asked, and I think that pretty strong prejudices have been conquered by this voyage. Every one left the ship with sentiments of respect to Captain Luce, who, I assure you, we found to be a very kind friend, and we shall all of us be glad to meet him again on ship or shore. On Monday, the 14th, at 3 o'clock, we took our pilot, and at 8 o'clock we anchored off Liverpool, and a dark-looking steam tug came off to us for the mails, foreign ministers, and bearers of despatches. As we came under the wing of one of the last named class of favoured individuals, we took our luggage and proceeded straight to the Adelphi Hotel. I ought to say that James was the first to quit the ship and plant his foot on Old England. It was quite strange to see it so light at half-past 8 o'clock, although it was a rainy evening. I shall not soon forget the cheerful appearance of the Adelphi, which, in all its provisions for comfort, both in the coffee-room and our chambers, struck me more favourably than any hotel I have ever seen. Although our state-room on board the Arctic was one of the extra size and everything that was nice, yet I long for the conveniences of a bedchamber and a warm bath. I am quite disposed to join with a poor Irishwoman who had made a steerage passage from New York to Liverpool on a packet ship, and when landed at St. George's Pier, and seated on her trunk, a lady who had also landed, when getting into her carriage, said, "Well, my good woman, I suppose you are very glad to get out of the ship?" Her reply was, "And indeed, my lady, every bone in my body cries out feathers." Yours truly, Weld. End of Letter 2. Read by Sibella Denton. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information, please visit LibriVox.org.